Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and yes, I'm probably not going to be speaking too loud right now because it is early in the morning, but, and of course, the fam is still sleeping along with my littlest one. I wanted to wake up a little bit earlier, so I went to bed earlier as a good new parent would do, so I can bring you guys this next attempt here from King, which is the number one alliance here in server 1 as they attempt the Magma Daemon. Now, from what I've heard, they have, I think this is their second or third attempt, and again, really looking forward to see how they end up strategizing right now against Daemon. So what we can tell right now off the bat, looks like they're dedicating a few legions here per Daemon, and they're focusing on one predominant. You can also see here that it looks like they're trying to maybe stay outside of the aggro or the trigger ring here. Again, looks like we have some shadow games that's going down. Wow, dude, a lot of shadow games that are going down. Looks like predominantly running ranged, and they have a few tanks that are going. Wow, so you can see the second stack that's going on there, doing good damage right now against, I think this is the Annihilator. Let me double check here. Devastator. And it looks like we have some salves going on. I like how when they use a skill, it says what it is. I actually think that's pretty cool. So now they have 3 stacks, but they're doing really good right now for 3 stacks. They're already about, 1.2 mil damage that they've done. Let me see here, still 60, and just to point out, they have 60 players that they were able to get into this before they started. Looks like they did some last minute kind of fine-tuning adjustments here on, wow, now they're switching. This is interesting. So they didn't take the Devastator down all the way. And now they're coming over here and switching onto the Manipulator. And it looks like it says stage 1. I'm curious. Okay, so still stage. So it looks like they have a few people here. Looks like that might have been a healing stone that dropped, possibly. And then let's see what they have going on over here. So at the Reaper, they have, 3 legions. And then over here at the Devourer, it looks like they have 3 to 4 legions. So it looks like they're pretty coordinated here as far as keeping attention onto the other daemons. And interesting. Let's see what's going to happen here now. So 49. So right now they've lost 11, 12, 13 legions so far. Now they ended up doing a little bit of damage here on the Manipulator, going down about 800, a little more than 800,000 damage. Now they're moving again over here, and now moving to the Reaper. Interesting. And I'm wondering why, if they, maybe it's because they don't want it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think it's because they can't finish it beyond a certain point. Let me see if this will pop up for me. Let's see. I thought it was one of the skills here. Let's double check, because I know we read this in a previous video. 18 seconds, max 5 stacks. Oh, here it is, right. So yeah, every time Magma Daemon loses 20% of its HP, its lair produces a healing mana stone. So 200, you're looking at 400,000, and we noticed that they stopped at around 800. So I wonder if they stopped at 800 just so they could generate maybe enough healing stones at that point to then move on. So again, still taking some damage there. They were able to get the Reaper here. It looks like, 500,000? So they at least generated 1. Now this is my thing, right? You have the healing stones here. You really have to be sure that we're picking those up, because again, 16%, that's really good, right? And you can grab 5 people on that. I'm gonna have to read this now. So they have still a few people over here. I'm not sure. Let me read this. I want to double check and make sure there wasn't anything I was missing on why maybe they didn't finish him off. 10 minutes after entering battle. I don't know how long we've been in the battle so far for. Actually, I do know, because I've been recording a minute before they started, or about 30 seconds. So they've been here for about almost 4 minutes. They got 13 legions left. Every time Magma, 10 minutes after. Yeah, I don't see anything here on why they wouldn't have finished it off. But again, maybe I'm just crazy and I'm forgetting to read something. Staying scouring, 18 seconds after a short charge up. No. When its legion is too far away, the Magma Devastator switches to range attack, launching positions. Triggers, Magma Devastator sprays. No. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't see anything here that specifically says why they wouldn't try to finish off, because typically, you'd want to finish off one daemon as fast as possible. Unless they did it to avoid stacks. Maybe that's why. Maybe they moved to avoid stacks. But if that's the case, wouldn't you just go to the next daemon, get one stack on, and then go back to the other one? I'm curious. I'm going to ask them if maybe they can explain that to me. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to see if I can ask. Is there a reason why finish off the Devastator? Okay. I'm gonna ask. So I asked someone, and I'm gonna ask as well in here, just to see. Again, I'm assuming it has to be a strategy, and I wonder if the second attempt here is going to be better than the first. But I asked. So we asked here in World Chat. Oh, cool. Oh, okay. See, so it was because of the stacks. I knew it, right? Well, I knew it as the second part as I was brainstorming it. Okay. So the stacks refresh then when you go to another daemon, and that daemon applies the stack. It would be at 1 times stack with a new daemon. Therefore refreshing. Be a refresh. Can I put a question mark? Cool. So okay, but this is my thing though, is that if that's the case, then potentially the better strategy, like I was saying, right? And again, this is if it works out in theory. Let's see here. Okay, as a question to pose, wouldn't it be better to take on 4 stacks for 1 behemoth, go to another to get a refresh 1 time stack, then immediately head back to here we go, hang on. Then immediately head back to the first daemon and finish it off, since you would also refresh the stacks on the initial target. Right, I'm curious. I'm curious here what they think of that, because if the stacks work the way I think they do, then you would want to take on 4 stacks, right? And then you would transition to the other daemon. You would take on 1 stack for that daemon, and then the moment everyone takes on 1 stack, then you go back to the initial daemon and you finish it off. From the second behemoth. If so, then going back. Okay, so they do not reset instantly. Got it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So you either if who needs to rotate 1 through 4. Yeah, I'll have to. I mean, again, I mean, they have 60 people there. You know, it's not like they're low powered, right? By any means. Reduces. Yeah. So, I guess it depends. I'm gonna have to pay attention a little bit more now. So we'll wait for them to do another one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna really pay attention here and see because I really wonder what artifacts. I really wonder what artifacts, right, that they're running. I mean, I would imagine maybe healing, but like the shields to me seem to be a little bit more doable, right? So just because they're taking so much damage. For let's see here, right? So it almost seems like they just need maybe more sustain. I mean, I could understand them running a bunch of just direct. Like I think Shadow Games is okay when you think about it. Up to 4 enemy legions in a row. I mean, the teleport release no. Royal Punishment deals physical skill damage. And legions in a chosen arc. Yeah, I don't know if that one. Yeah, so see, I think like Entangling. Oh, this is what I think they casted. So I think Entangling Flames. Oh, look, they even applied rage costs to them too as well. Combat, however, artifacts cannot accumulate rage while the skill is on cooldown. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, this is Shadow Games. Right, so yeah, I think Shadow Games, Entangling Flames. Let's see what else they could run. I'm curious to see what they're mainly running artifact-wise. So let's ask. I'll have to look at a few others. I wonder if any of them... This is the thing, though. Like, I wonder why they wouldn't run arbors, right? Tiers, because they're bundled so much. Do they move away from their current place? Yeah, and that could be it as well, right? Maybe it's just because when you think about it at this point, everyone maybe just needs T4. Because it wasn't like they weren't doing damage. They were doing good damage to the Devastator. Sustainable less damage, yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. What artifacts? Let's see here. I am curious. Yeah. I mean, it could. Let me see. They got 41 here. Looks like they still have some more people that are coming. Oh, hang on. I think someone responded. So they're running tier, any heal, and damage. Tier, any heal, and damage. Yeah, Tear of Arvin. I don't know if maybe I noticed Tear of Arvin. Maybe I dismissed it. Yeah, I mean, to me it almost seems like you'd want to go for max value, right? So you know, it's like best one that you guys could run, depending. Yeah. So to me, what it seems like is this: this is what I'm now surmising. You either have to have enough damage to where you can kill the Behemoth before it gets to 5 stacks, or you have to be able to sustain long enough to where you, like, for example, and we'll look at it here in a sec too as well, but to me that seems like you either have to be able to have so much damage and you're all-inning on one Behemoth at a time, so you kill it before it gets to 5 stacks, or you hit it at whatever, right, 3 to 4 stacks, move, go to the next one, and then you stay there until you're at 3 to 4 stacks, and then maybe you try and go back to the first, or you go to the third, just depending on what the decrease rate is for the first Behemoth stacks to dissipate. Then you immediately go back to the first at the earliest opportunity. Because remember, dude, they were able to get the first Behemoth down to 1.2. I think they had what 800,000, a little under 800,000 health, and they did that at 3 stacks. So, to me, if you think about it, if you just all in and maybe you only sent 1 or 2 legions to the others, I actually think King probably could have had enough damage to just kill the Daemon there with all their people. So, yeah, it's again, it's interesting on what they're running. Yeah, because you also have to look at how many did they have? They have 52. Cool. So we're actually gonna get like a second. We'll get a second attempt here for you guys. Let me see real quick. I wonder if it'll give me stats on. No, it's just damage. Let's go. Let's see here. I'm a covenant every time. Oh no, this is just a quick view though of everything. So 10 minutes. Wait, what is this? When a Magma Daemon is defeated, all remaining Magma Daemons gain 1 stack amount, kind of increasing their attack and defense. Yeah, every 20%. Yeah, making sure you guys are really grabbing those. Okay, here we go. So this should be skills. Are immune to all debuff effects and impairment. Yeah, so you don't want to run. Yeah, so you can't really run anything like that. You'd have to run either shields for yourself, healing, or just general damage. But it's dealing physical, right? So you can go if it's doing physical, then maybe that's the thing, is that you level up on physical. Let's see. Devour is magic skill damage. Yeah, so maybe you just have to have kind of an equal amount. I guess that would be hard even if you're trying to run artifacts specifically that are magic. Yeah, magic. And let's see, Magma Reaper. Okay, so it is even. So it's pretty even, right? It's 2 physical, 2 magic. So in that case, yeah, maybe the play is not to necessarily go with, because if you can only do 1 artifact, you'd have to go with something that potentially has magic defense and others. To me, it almost seems like the better play is to have everyone kind of almost either go pure damage, and then maybe you go like a mix of damage, shields, and heals. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think having the heals is good, right? I think the way you'd want to do it is like here. I'll give you an example. We're at 57, right? This is how, if I was going to do heals, right? This is how I would do it. I'm going to blow your mind with this one, right? So let's say you have a bunch of people that can get tiers. Where is it? Right. So let's say you have a bunch of people that can get tiers. If you divide 8 seconds by what is that? 90? What does that give you? 10. 10 is 80, right? Okay, so you need 11 people to run Tier of Arbin. If you do that, and again, I assume this stacks, but I'm just saying in the idea of if you wanted it to be continuous, right? You would need at least 11 people running tiers, and then you could have one person hit a tier every single time another one finishes, right? So I think you'd have to figure that out, right? Is it more valuable to do that or to just stack? Because remember, you have 60 people. You could have 40 people run Shadow Games, 10 people run tier, and then 10 other people run, why am I forgetting the name right now? The Shield, Warmonger, right? I think it's Warmonger, right? Something like that. But again, this is assuming that you have players that have been able to get those. Otherwise, going with a higher leveled epic epic artifact is probably better. But yeah, man, damn, I'll be honest, it's crazy that they have 60 people here and they're gonna hit a second attempt. This is nuts, man. Yeah, I will say this, man. I will praise you all on getting 60 people online, and more so for back-to-back attempts. Dude, kudos. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But again, this is fun. Like, I think the problem solving portion of it is exciting, right? Because you're trying to figure out what's viable, what can really work or not. So here we go. So it looks like what they did is they had one person over here, Ja, who started it with the first pool. This is the thing too. Everyone has to be timed out. If this was me, to save time and maximize, what I would do is I would already have everyone kind of around in a ring, and the moment that we go, everyone's attacking immediately. Notice that there was a couple second delay there in the beginning. We got a lot of shadow games that's going out. Wolfpack, that's something to take note of. Acid Breath. Let me see. Someone hit Dispel. Again, assuming all of these are artifact skills, I do like this, right? Okay, so this is the thing. Dude, they're on 2 stacks right now, and they already have half the health. This is what I'm talking about. They should just all in this and just give zero resolve, right? You all in it, either with damage, because they're only at 2 stacks, man. Now they're at 3. Honestly, dude, their pace is good. Oh gosh, I don't know. Honestly, dude, if it was me, I would have all in. So that's the one thing I'm gonna say, right? Is remember, if they just repurpose some, I think repurpose maybe a couple artifacts, and they go all in, dude, they can kill the Daemon before they end up getting the 5th stack. Yeah. So after watching, I honestly think a viable strategy next time is going all in on that starting Daemon. I really think you could kill it before 5th stack. Let's do this before, I'll just say 5th S. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I mean, honestly, that's where I'm leaning right now, bro. Like, I feel like that's really, like, the goal, right? Unless they're going to be able to get out. I'm curious on these stacks that they're saying, right? So this guy died. Oh, I see. He still has 2, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. It just... and don't get me wrong, I understand, right? They were able to use kind of all of their, the majority of their artifacts. But this is the thing, right? You have to consider you want to use your artifacts immediately. Predominantly because of the fact that the moment that you guys use it first, the sooner it will regen, right? Recycle off cooldown. Yeah. Like, just after watching this is the thing, right? Just have 1 or 2 legions, right? That's what I would do, right? So, as an example, who's ever running, yeah, dude, I will say this. I really think they could kill one and then have the job be that much easier when they go to the next ones at that point. Because I'm assuming you have to have a dedicated 1 or 2 tanks that cycle. Another example would be having 1 tank that starts and they just run around constantly, or better yet, honestly, man, another thing that I'm thinking is why don't you just have a cav unit just run back and forth like they did before at these ones, and then basically just because really the idea is to delay, right? That's really what you're probably trying to do. I'm curious if they've tried that. Curious, could you run 1 to 2 like speed cav legions on the other 3 daemons, run around to avoid delay the stacks while focusing on 1 at a time? Yeah. I'm just... Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it could also just be that they're just not strong enough, and I'm just throwing out, random ideas. I don't know, just part of me, though, feels that... Part of me feels like it has to be either just all damage, all in, and like just everyone's running shadow games or something like that, just to see how it works, right? Can't they? Well, okay, makes sense. Okay, makes makes sense. Makes sense. At this point, I'm just throwing paint. Really to watch, and my brain is going a mile a minute on. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I mean, again, right? I think for me, gosh, that's the interesting part. If we take a look here, let's take a look at some artifacts. And then, like I said, that's the thing. It does depend how many of them have T4. They, as we said before, it could just be that they're just not strong enough at the moment. But I don't think knockup is going to do anything because that might be included in an impairment. Let's see what epics, if they have something. Stealth. I don't know if that's going to do anything. I wonder if running stealth would. I don't think it would because you're already there. Making immune to all damage but unable to carry out actions. Huh. Freezing ring. So it's immune to doing damage. I just don't know how that affects anything unless you're still able to generate rage or to your. Oh, see, it's only to one legion. This would be different if it was multiple because then you could have like one person run this and have the other people run heal. Then you're basically just getting almost a full heal for free. Gains normal attack bonus increase crit rate. Oh, okay, interesting. For by 10%. Oh, I don't know. That doesn't seem like that's. I mean, Staff of Spring, don't get me wrong, right? Staff of Spring is okay. Grants a shield friendly legions which can absorb a certain amount of damage from Darkling Cage Behemoths only. See, shields don't stack, yeah, so you'd have to. Unless it auto appropriates, right? So if you hit two of those in a ring, it just basically goes to someone who doesn't have a shield. Grants a buff once per 2 seconds to legions and up to 4 nearby friendly legions, reducing the damage they take. Oh, yeah, see, they can't run Amulet because it's got to be for Behemoth. Oh, okay. Dealing physical skill damage. Skill kills. Yeah, that's if it kills. I wouldn't run that. I think Shadow Games is probably. Yeah, I mean, the damage on that is okay. Yeah, I think the other thing is looking at, I mean, maybe HP. I wonder if debuff. I wonder, does Dispel remove, I wonder if Dispel removes stacks. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, and see, I think they're realizing that after that second attempt, it really solidified it for me that I think they actually could get away with killing one. Oh crap! They're gonna have to leave. Yeah, they started it too soon. Yeah, I definitely think they could at least kill one before the stack gets to 5, and then it's really a matter of, can you do the same thing to the next daemon? Because the thing is that you have to think about it from a timing issue, right? And how many stacks you incur. If you can kill one daemon, like maybe by the time right before you get to 4 stacks, that's probably a good indicator because you have to assume you're going to take losses, right? Cumulative losses over a period of time. So that means by the time you get to the next daemon, right, they're also going to get that attack and defense stat increase. So then you'd have to be able to kill the second daemon by the time you're at 4 stacks, right? And then you'd have to go to the next one. So it's almost as though you'd have to actually be able to kill the daemon, like the first one at 3 stacks, the second one at 4, and then the third one, and then basically the consecutive ones at 4 as well, right? If you didn't want to lose, or you well, actually it's not that bad because once you get to 2, you probably could arguably just go back and forth between them. And it might not be as bad, especially if you're kind of staying in somewhat of a closer range. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you have to think about that. I mean, I guess you could go back and forth, and then you would wait for rage to accumulate, and then you're basically just throwing all of your artifact skills on one daemon at a time. That way, so like for example, let's say you have these 2 left. What you would do is you'd attack this as much as you could until you got to 3 to 4 stacks. You'd go to this one, but the moment you have rage that generates, you would go back to this one and just throw your shadow games at it, right? Even if you incur a stack, you're kind of just doing general output damage at that point, right? Because the idea is that you're trying to kill just to get to 1, so that way you don't have to split. Really interesting. So yeah. Gosh, I'm at 30 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and stop, but I'm curious on what'll happen here a little bit later. Let me see. I think I got one of my kids. Yeah. Here, come on. Daddy's doing a video. Okay, let's see. Okay, so they're at 15. Okay. Yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll hang out. We'll watch one more attempt. And then we'll go ahead and cut it off. So, yeah, it is interesting. It's super tricky when you're thinking about, what are they going to run, right? Let me see. I just tinkering with artifacts, I think, is good. I mean, I think pairings is obviously important. It's just, not everyone, obviously if you could run Madeline, I think that'd be ideal just because of all the absorb that you would get. Maybe running, oh God, who is it? Chakcha, who has the healing that you'll get passively. Again, I think that could be someone. Yeah, it is interesting. I also wonder if you get the peacekeeping damage. I wonder if there's any value in running Nika, or just any of the peacekeepers there for being able to do damage on the Behemoths. I'm curious. I'd have to see a report to see if that factors. But let's see here. So where did we stop? I think we were here. Engineering, you don't need that. Physical damage skill. Inflict physical defense break, yeah, but it doesn't take anything, so it's not really worth it. 1 minute 30. Yeah, magic bomb probably isn't the best thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I honestly now that I'm really thinking about it, it's maybe the crit. Yeah, I think the shield. I think it's got to be this. It's got to be like Codex. Shield do not stack, which can absorb a certain amount of damage. Yeah, I think really, dude, either Codex. I mean, you either have to go Codex or you have to just go straight attack, right? Dealing physical damage. I mean, Reproach. Yeah. Reproach. I mean, Hard Shot. I mean, I guess if you just want to do the damage, because you also have to think about. I mean, this doesn't have rage cost though. And the cooldown is 45 seconds. So, and you have Cav unit attack. So if you think about it, depending on what these are at, Reproach could be a good substitute because really it has the lowest cooldown. So sometimes you have to consider and think about that too as well. I do wonder if Dispel will remove stacks though. Like that's something I'm curious on because if it does, then you could have an argument. Let me ask. I don't know if I asked that. Or are they at 27? Let's see here. Let's ask. Does Dispel remove marks? Let's see. So if Dispel does, let's just say it does, right? If Dispel does remove marks, and then it just depends, okay, well, how many will it remove for? Will it remove for you and 2 others? You and 1 other? You and 3 others? Think when I come out. That's funny. Yeah, I am curious if Dispel does. Where are they at? They're at 27. Cool. They're gonna get some more people coming back in. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. This has been awesome just to record this, and I'm definitely gonna title card it out. Okay, it doesn't. Darn. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay, so it doesn't. So Dispel doesn't do anything for the marks. So then now my thought is becoming. Sadly, man, my thought is really going back to that all in. Right? I mean, again, I guess we'd have to figure out. Right, peacekeeping. Oh no, see, oh it doesn't. Right, more damage. Okay, yeah. So, peacekeepers aren't going to do anything as far as with that specific damage. I think Chaksha has the heal, right? Bleed. No, it's the other one. Hang on. Yeah, it is Chaksha. Yeah, so see, Chaksha does, right? Increases HP. Here it is, HP of Chaksha's legions by 2%, automatically heals lightly wounded after defeating an enemy legion. Ah, so maybe that wouldn't work either because it is just one. So you're not getting kind of consistent legion procs for the heal. Yeah, so that probably wouldn't be ideal to run. Let's see, damaging. I mean, marksman, Guan probably isn't bad because if you're running marksman, you do get. Dude, Nico probably wouldn't be bad in this situation. Launch a normal attack, 50% chance. Yeah, I like this for the poison. I think Guanwin actually, if you have awakened Guanwin, that probably isn't bad because you're getting the poison stacks on. You're getting the poison stacks on the unit. And then I like Nico because I think he has the attack speed, right? So that's something you can get from him as well. I mean, obviously, it's I doubt anyone's going to have him, so it's probably not ideal. It's probably better just to look at epics. Targeted 2 legions should move away from other legions. Yeah, I'm not sure. What are they at, 37? So let's see here. Walder. I saw people running Walder, right? 2 legions. Gloom. Yeah, that's the thing, right? None of the debuffs. So the HP works, damage dealt works. I mean, Walder could be good. I mean, even though it triggers once every 20, I mean, he still is generating something. Legions, Influx Gloom, yeah. Bakar. Skill damage bonus, infantry. I mean, this isn't bad, right? You get infantry defense, attack reduction. But I just don't think those are going to work, though, right? Because it says that they're not going to take debuffs or impairments. Healing granted bonus, right here you go. Oh, but it's only within stronghold, I think. Yeah. Thick bleed on the target. That's the thing. I just feel like these things wouldn't work. Cab rally. 2 legions, maybe 1 HP. That would work. Defense bonus would work. That's actually not bad. 20% to increase. By 10% for 2 seconds. Oh no, there's one attacking. Yeah, another one will work. Man. There's a 10% less damage. Let's see here. All in, maybe. Deals magic, skill damage. Let's see where they're at. They're at 42. Okay, so we're getting close. Let's see, all in. What do we have for him? Deals magic, skill damage to target enemy legion. If I say in a stairs, I'm dealing magic damage. Don't really need to reduce march speed. But this is magic attack and HP. All one takes 5% less normal attack damage in the field. Okay.
It's there. I just don't know if this would work though. Stairs and abilities, damage every second, reducing march speed. Yeah, that really wouldn't do a lot. See, and that's my thing. I feel like because of the fact when you read, right? When we read, ooh, did they switch positions, or am I cray? Oh, they did switch positions. Wow. But this is the thing. Like when you read this, it says immune to all debuff and impairment effects. Right. So to me, it almost feels like you have to make sure you're choosing someone, an epic, that where the toolkit has the least amount, if not zero, debuff or impairment abilities, right? Unless the other abilities are just so good that it makes it worth it. Yeah, like, I mean, I think you have to run flying though with this though, right? I think, because I think he has something, yeah, only on flying units. Yeah. I mean, this isn't bad though, right? Like running Eliana and maybe Waldir just because of the fact that they have shields could be something, and then you just don't care about this. Less normal attack damage. Defense bonuses in battle. Casting Rage Shield deletes and gains shelter. Right, that could be big. Grants a divine shield. Alien is reading a 7% chance to receive healing when attacked. I mean, this isn't bad, right? Triggered every 3 seconds. If you think about that, if you have Awakened on Eliana, I mean, that could be really good because it's short. So yeah, I don't know. Just throwing out some random ideas at this point. I'll have to see how it works. But yeah, this will be the last one that we do, that we watch, and then we'll cut it off. Oh, excuse me. Want some water? Some water, sweetie.
It does feels better.
It does, because you're still coughing. Yeah, this is what's interesting to me, right? Is that you have artifacts that can be used against behemoths, but it seems as though the peacekeeping skill itself on heroes cannot. At least based on the text that we read. So yeah, I mean that really seems like it for me, right? I mean, it feels like if you know those would be the epic ones, the epic artifacts we talked about, and then yeah, we'll have to see. Because I actually have a spreadsheet I did. Let me see if I can pop it open, right? And on the spreadsheet I have here, like what specific, I think it's, oh yeah, it's on my everything COD. And there's a bundle tab, not a bundle, there's a artifact tab on here. And I was actually able to get max stats for some of these that will tell you like how much damage it'll do overall. Or are they about to start? They only have 59. Okay, yeah, they're waiting for one more. But let me see here. Where is it for Shadow?
Oh, they're moving the moving.
Yeah, we're waiting. They're about to start here in a sec. Where is it? Oh, I think that's 60. Okay, here we go. So they're about to start. So this is going to be curious. So Stride said they might try. And that's the thing. Maybe that's what they need. They just need more DPS. They just need to run shadow games and just a couple tiers and then a couple shields, right? Maybe just to sustain. Or what they do is they just say, because the thing is you have to run a lot of damage. And the thing is that the moment that you attack, everyone has to go in, right? It has to really be coordinated where whichever behemoth you're going to attack, you have to basically surround the perimeter. So the moment that the first person goes in to pull aggro, you're timing it out, right? So like when Raoul goes in, everyone has to go and attack immediately, right? So bam, right now everyone should be reacting. Like everyone should have already been moving, right? A little bit too much delay here because you have to think about timing is really important. Yeah, so like in this situation, I would run 2. I wouldn't run 3. I would try running 2 people, and then just rotate. One person hit, one person moves. right? And this is again, right? And you're seeing it. I mean, that's probably what I would do, right? I would probably have a bunch of people like this, and this is the thing, right? And so here you go, Divine Mercy, so you're getting some shields dropped. That's good, and you have to also consider everyone may not have shadow games, right? That's the thing. So look, dude, they've taken 2 stacks. They almost have it at right 1.1. I mean, if you're just considering timing, right? They're doing really good right now. Oh, I see. So this is it. You can see when the next mark is going to go down. Yeah. So again, they're on pace. I think. They just have to keep going all in right now. Right, 7. They need to get this to 400, or when the next rages come up. Right, so 4 stacks. We'll see how they do. And that's the thing, man. Yeah. See, the thing is, it's close. It's just not everyone's committing. Right, that's the thing, man. Everyone's got to commit, and now it's like people are running away. They don't want to take another stack. I get it, but that's the thing, man. Like that's the thing. You have to. And this is interesting because it went again, but they only lost 2 people here. Right, so this is what I would do: wait for one more stack to get hit, and then after that, go back and finish it off. Right, so I would do it right now, right? Sure, they lost some people, but now go back. Go back and just finish it off real quick. Yeah. So see, I actually think they could have done it. They just needed, like I said, and based on the pacing, right? Just have everyone commit to it, and because the thing is, the second fight they did, they were able to get the HP down a lot faster than they're doing this time, right? So to me, what that shows is that they just really, really needed to commit everyone, right? Just, have 2 people per the other ones, and then run 54 against 1 Daemon, and then you move on to the next. Now, granted, the second one you may not be able, but look, dude, they're about to kill at least 1, maybe, maybe. Oh, never mind. Jeez. No, they might. Do it. I believe in you. At least get 1. At least get 1. Yes. Get it, King. Get it. Dude, so they killed 1. Oh, look, there he goes. Right, but now he's back because they lost. So, yeah. So this is the thing. I want to say this, right? After watching this, I truly believe that doing the all-in, right, having everyone basically run, damage artifacts. Again, maybe you trickle a few tears or springs or the shields, right? But I actually think there's some value there. It just has to really be like a full commit, right? And again, this is just testing one way of doing it, but and then I think some of the commander pairings you'll have to figure out on who you're going to run and who you're going to invest in, because that I think is going to be a really big play as well. Like I said, I think Eliana, Waldir are kind of good secondaries. If not, I don't know if you'd want to maybe run them primary, but I do. I mean, you could, but I do think they're at least a good inclusion because of the fact that they have shields, and then Eliana also has the heal if you get her awakened. So I think there's some good options there. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. This has been so fun here for about 15 minutes. We saw 3 attempts, right? And I think this was really cool in trying to figure out, what to go. Now, what I will say is I want to hear from you, right? After, again, if you're still here, you've watched these 3 attempts with me, let me know what you think, right? Is my logic on par? Are you generating ideas, right? Is your light bulb going off after hearing me talk and seeing how the Daemons play out? So again, man, to me that's going to be the interesting thing, because like I said, I really think they could have killed the first Daemon a lot faster if they just had 54, between 51 and 54 people committing just hard, and again, it's interesting to say because, like I said, I think that's one viable way to test. But again, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in those comments down below. That is it for me. This has been so fun watching King. So again, big shout out to King. Thank you guys so much for letting me come and watch and give my 2 pennies of sense, if you will, in
in World Chat. This has been a blast, man. I can't wait to come watch you guys again. Whenever you make another attempt. After what it seems to be just doing some more trial and error. So yeah, that's it. As always, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.